We're going to see Sephiroth v Codex running the Robin here into Game 1 of Winners Finals on PS2 to nobody's surprise.
Yep. So with that said, this matchup is a matchup that I think is pretty good for Sephiroth because Robin loves outranging characters. Right? Robin has a massive sword and goes, hey, you can't get close to the sword. Sephiroth says, yo, screw your sword. You see this thing?
Yeah, I got 30 feet of range and I ain't afraid to flaunt it. Well, also another thing is stuff like that. Robin is always forced to go low, so it makes the neutral be a little bit better. But that counter is also going to be a giant pain in the ass too, because that counter is really good for shutting down some of that pressure, as well as these short hop aerials. You can already see Sharp kind of like dancing around a lot of it so far.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. And like since Robin is such a powerful attack, there's no way to really like kind of check the counter with anything except the jab, right? Because you know some characters like weak moves, they can like kind of say if you get a counter, I use this weak move, and it's not a big deal. Robin doesn't really have that for like their good moves, so that's really scary.
I think Codex actually wrestles with bears because the confidence to actually stay on that ledge when not only is Giga Flare coming at you, but you know the down smash is going to be the follow-up and still not get a shield break. Absolutely a ridiculous confidence from Codex there. Yeah. Still died, but...
Yeah, so a little bit of matchup knowledge actually is the down smash doesn't really break shields unless they're damaged when Sephiroth doesn't have a wing. If Sephiroth has the wing though, charge down smash, I've seen it break shields before. I think it does break a full shield.
You know what? Completely forgot. Honestly, I completely forgot about the wing in that whole thing. You were correct because it does add a little bit more to it. So.
And the wing is like, I forget how much it is. I think it's like 30% more damage on all attacks.
It's nuts. And you get the armor out of the smash attack. Now here is the one thing we saw a second ago. The weight of Sephiroth is like the one good thing that Codex has going for him because Levin is going to KO Sephiroth dumb early. But it's just about getting that lead. You have to get Sephiroth at least to that 70-80% to get a jump call at the sides.
Oh my god, that's such a big deal. Again, that just even healing a little bit matters so much because that healing has been the difference between living and dying for that forward smash right there. Yep, and when you see Sephiroth neutral being there, just jump. At certain points committed to it, you just get Byleth for free, and Sephiroth can try chasing the landing. He's not too great at it. He's like stuck in with his leg with the crotch box and the up tilt. Kills. Very powerful move. But very powerful block.
It's such an obscure looking move, but it's so strong. And another thing too, wow, that was such a weird way that got sent for that Thoron hit. But one of the things that Codex has to be scared of too is now that the Giga Flare has been conditioned to work, once and then you gotta wait for it the next time. You know that Sharp is gonna be looking for a jump call at some point because like, oh, I can cancel this. You go for it, or I can just wait for you to jump on stage because I have armor, and if you decide to get stupid, I can hit you. That was a great option from Sharp.
It was honestly, and I didn't even think. I always feel about the armor to be honest in the smashes. One of the things that's busted, but like, I just don't have it in my head like, oh yeah, armor and smashes is absurd. And that's what Sharp Sephiroth has. But yeah, Codex definitely either messed up there, didn't mean to go on the stage with Side in the first place, or forgot about the armor, or just didn't think the first smash would go through the projectile in the first place. But whatever it was, man, Sharp was having trouble with the projectile zone in quite a bit, I think. But Codex was constantly in the corner, and constantly Sharp was like, all right, you're in the corner. Now I destroy you.
Yes, 100%. The amount of time that Baby was put in the corner that whole match, Codex didn't get to play half the time. And one of the best ways that Sharp did that is by removing my fun that I had commentating about the Sephiroth, and now I have to talk about Palutena. So we're getting into game
Alright, so we could just not commentate at all, we just have crime music playing, right, instead? You know, like the circus music when you're on like, what's it called, the horse things where it just goes in a circle?
Oh, you know what, actually, can we get, like, those terrible laugh tracks, so, like, the crowd clapping from the old 90s sitcoms? Just, like, to act like we're super interested in what's happening, just like, yay!
Yeah, every time Palutena lands a combo, yay! Woo!
I remember it was a time in my life I enjoyed commentating Palutena, but that was in a different game and a different time. But here, even so, all jokes aside, like here, I think a big part of it is because we ran to FD. Before, Sephiroth was able to kind of bounce between the platform. What I was mentioning at the end of the last game was short hop fair kept Codex in the corner. But now with no platforms, it's a bit easier for Codex to get more of those projectiles you said Sharp was struggling with before.
Yeah. I agree with that totally. Like, no platforms means you can just out-camp with Palutena as well using her projectiles too, because her projectiles are like the anti-projectile projectiles. And you normally have to beat that using platforms or just running her down. Robin's clearly not running her down.
No.
So, and I mean, this matchup in general was hard for Robin.
That was not having the best time at gym class, but that was me. I never wanted to run. but even so, like, it's still so hard to zone break, and you usually need your projectiles to do that, to find the gap. You can't do that so freely against Byleth.
Yeah, no. And right now, this is just looking unwinnable, I'd say. Like, it's only a minute and 20 seconds in, but Codex has lost his stock, close being lobbed, and, like, the thing is, you've just been seeing so much pressure from Sharp. It's not even, like, camping or anything. It's just running Robin down, abusing the fact that Robin's too slow to really sort things out without potentially whipping attack. Abusing the fact that there's no time for projectiles. Abusing the fact that Palutena has her entire kit as an Uno stop card.
Yeah, it's just been like empty game pressure too, just kind of like chilling, just running around back and forth, waiting for a bad defensive habit to happen at a Codex, and that's just what Palu does. Like we saw earlier today, right? Sharp switched to Palu in anticipation of that link that we saw in an earlier matchup. Probably the same thing here. It's like, okay, if I let you go FD, I'm gonna switch to Palu, and you probably won't expect that because I left FD open.
Yeah, keep in mind, this is winners finals. Like, if Sharp goes in the grand finals off like a very confident win like this, you know, Sharp is not gonna mind seeing Codex again in grand finals. So that's another little thing. Is like you can just stomp out Codex now. That's such a mental like strength later on bracket.
Yeah, it just puts that nail in the coffin, especially on a character like somebody who navigates around the character select screen in such an annoying counterpick fashion, but you have to hold that. And Codex has looked so good all night, but the thing is, sometimes the matchup just becomes that much more frustrating. And because of the fact that it's and you dipped a little bit too low accidentally off that SD, I don't know. I honestly like.
Yeah, it's looking a little bit rougher here. Like, if you're Codex, man, you I don't know, bro, because I normally have an idea of what you do. That was a 3-stock, and I feel like Codex didn't get to play the game. I normally don't say that, but Sharp made it look like Codex was just watching a movie, and he was playing a single-player training mode montage.
Yeah, and that's, oh my god, because, like, from this point forward, right, you get into the struggle. It's like, okay, well, FD was supposed to be my counterpick. I got cooked there. It was bad. But if I go somewhere else, Sharp's just gonna switch back to Sephiroth or switch over to Wolf or something based off of that. So you have to run like your own miniature gauntlet here. Like you just lost the round, and then you have to make sure you don't lose here at the stage select screen. So where does Codex go now after the pressure from PS2, which was bad because you're stuck in the corner, and then couldn't even get anything off of removing the platforms? And I doubt that Smashville or Tri-Flats were left open. I wonder where... I truly wonder where Codex is going to go.
Yeah, right. Maybe you just try Battlefield for the hell of it? I don't think it's going
to be open.
You're right. Smashville for the hell of it? I don't know.
That's another one that I mean, Smashville might be left open, but then you probably go Wolf, right? Like, it's... Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
Or we're going to see a switch.
Wait, we got the Sharp Rosalina?
All right, so...
You know, I'm only slightly biased.
I was gonna say, this is gonna be the one time where the Buzz gets super unprofessional on bias. Because
let's go, Rosalina, destroy that Byleth, absolutely destroy it. Screw Byleth, we love Rosalina here, right, chat? Stand Rosalina right now. I like that.
Sharp making... You know what? I just assume that literally anything Sharp touches is his kingdom. Like, it's just... and alright, I guess...
Maybe wrong stage?
Or did Codex just decide to give it up? I don't know.
Codex just said, you know what? I don't want to lose to this. I think it's wrong stage. Yeah. Oh, no. Is it? I'm checking right now. It's the right stage, apparently.
The lag or something? No, I mean, well, no. Like, either which way, that whole beginning of the game was everything Sharp. So, we'll see. If it was a DQ, if it was just a give up, not gonna lie, I'm not a big fan of that, just because I like to see people push through. I know that even when it gets really rough, you gotta find ways to get the dub, like to learn the matchup, to figure things out. Like, but we'll find out if that was just a mistake in a moment.
Well,
I think it probably, it looks like it was probably a stage mistake. I don't think that was intentional.
Yeah, the thing is, it says FD in the Smash GGs. Maybe he wants a different Omega. That's my guess.
Possibly. Oh yeah, possibly. It could have been that. Not a big fan of Midgar there, which I'll take that offensive because FF7 is great. No, actually, we're running it right back, so I have no idea what's happening.
You know, I don't know. I don't really care. Let's just watch him play it out. Yeah, Codex just clearly wanted to have a different start to the match than like how the last one started.
Yeah, you know,
so I got my mulligan right now.
I had no idea that you're allowed a mulligan in bracket play.
Yeah, everyone gets one mulligan in bracket. You didn't know?
I've been doing this wrong this entire time. Like every time play Ike, they switch to Sam. It's like, actually, you know what? That whole first stock, we weren't supposed to do that. So let's go ahead and change it up real quick. But even so, like the start of the match is definitely looked a little bit better, at least for Codex is. We've seen a couple of solid follow-ups, but Sharp still looking super confident in the way that he's approaching. It's on Codex to be able to keep him out.
So, a bit of insight in this matchup. The thing about this matchup is Rose has trouble in neutral, like, very clearly, because, you know, massive range, she's a tall, light character, so she can't really get past Byleth's attacks. But the moment Rosa gets in, she can edge guard super well, she juggles super well, and, like, she out-frame things Byleth pretty hard. Nair's a little bit annoying, but for the most part, she basically just overwhelms Byleth the moment she's in. So it's a matter of, once Sharp's in, how much does he destroy Byleth? And see, reading the roll, doing down air, killing a 120. Rosa is a very powerful character.
Yeah, it's kind of similar to the way that Marshall would have to play this. Like, you need a lot of retreating aerials, like spacing, deal with Luma, and like try not to like be up close to Rosa as possible. But even so, you know those too many times, and that fair's gonna catch you, especially the up smash. So it's like Codex has to, I think, almost like kind of like arrow cancel to bait approaches out of Sharp and play a bit unorthodox, because you really gotta get like really different here. But even so, like Sharp is still not respecting a single bit of anything Codex is doing.
Yeah, I think Codex really just press more buttons, honestly, as weird as that sounds, because I feel like Codex isn't even like press the main there as fair as lots of shielding. Like Codex is basically running back and not attacking much a lot of time. Whereas like your Nair is really good. It can be annoying multi-hit, has a lot of range. You have back air and forward air, can just be oppressive. And you have to make use of that. Whereas running with dash attacks that aren't even near your opponent is not ideal.
Exactly. When you retreat with purpose. You have to find a way to pressure, to say, hey, I'm not letting you in, and I'm going to find your weakness. But, like...
Yep. Back air. Yep, that's Rose's edge guard right there. You got 0%, you get thrown off stage. She reads your option once or twice, and you're gone.
Oh my god.
She's a funny character.
Yeah!